see you.
Hi, good to see you too.
Good to see you. I was just speaking to another attorney in my company, and in the morning, and I told her that the like Reza is one of those clients who I remember very vividly from the very beginning. Because there's a lot of going on every day, and I meet with a lot of people, and I remember as if it happened yesterday. You were sitting in that building with the glass windows, and we were talking and discussing your case. And I mean, it's just, I don't know why, but you have this type of personality, maybe, and your case is interesting. So I really remember it like all the time. So it was a good flashback to the past, to remember what was before and know what's going on right now. And there's like in between a lot of things happen, right? So I'm happy that you decided to give an hour of your time to spread the good word and tell about your experience, how we got from A to B, and especially you have a very interesting case. So guys, please welcome Reza. He's a very interesting, has very interesting case and a very interesting life, I would say. A few words about Reza. He was born in France. Big chunk of his life he lived in Canada, but he wants to continue the next chapter of his life to live in the US. And Reza is a data architect, and I know for some people like, what's data architect? Who knows, right? But a software engineer, let's put it this way, so it's easier for everybody to understand. And today we're going to be discussing his approval for EB-2 NIW, National Interest Waiver. So the way we're going to go is first, Reza, you will tell us a little bit about yourself, because everybody wants to resonate, like where you were born, what kind of family you were in, what kind of education, how you got into this space. So that would be the first part. The second part, we will be discussing that day when you met with me some time ago, and your feelings, your emotions, the way you saw that. Then we'll be discussing your case. All right, the way you worked on it, what kind of difficulties there were, what was the hardest thing, how you worked with the team. And at the end, Reza, I will ask you to give an advice or recommendation to everybody else who is at point A right now and who is getting ready to go to the point B. Let's begin. Reza, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you were born, where you were raised, and how you got to be where you are right now.
First of all, I just want to thank you, Stanislav, and all your team because we did a great work, and today I am the approbation of my EB2 NIW, and I am very happy. And yes, thank you for you and all your team.
My pleasure.
For my case, okay, I was born in France, Paris, and I do all my qualification until my master degree in France. First, I did a bachelor degree in computer science. My option was software engineer. So it's more something more generalist as a software engineer. And then I do in the same school of engineering a master degree in my specialty was software engineering, AI, and everything about the data. Then I decide to continue my qualification because I am perfectionist.
Mhm.
So I decided to continue in computer science, but more about networking, system, telecom, etc. Because for me, I think it's good. It will be good to know everything about the software, but everything about also technicals, IT, etc., etc. To be very performance and professional. Then I work in France, Paris, and I wanted more challenge. So I decided to move to Canada. So I did my own by myself my resident permanent. Between Canada and France, it's easy because we have some partnership. Because before the Quebec, in particular Quebec, it's
The French side of Canada.
exactly the French side give some opportunity for the French from people who speak French, like Belgique, and France, etc., etc. So it's easy. So I did my permanent resident, and I got my permanent resident with all the qualification, etc., etc. And when I moved to Montreal in particular, I just say, okay, I have an opportunity to open my own business, and I have all the skills and the qualification and the experience. So I opened my own business as a consultant, and I did a lot of contracts as a consultant for the big company, especially in finance, aviation.
You mean like the contracts, like contracts related to your IT work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, related to my IT work. Instead of being full time, I just sign a contract and I work as a consultant.
By project.
Yeah, for the project, for the big project. And and it was very intense and a lot of work. I did a great project, a big project. For example, one of my project, it was during the cloud. We for the Citibank now for the Citibank, sorry, we move all the infrastructure into the cloud, and
this is huge. That's a big bank.
Huge. Yeah, it's big bang migration. And also in the same times, I put in place AI architecture and AI and ML architecture for the risk management to just detect the fraud system, etc., etc. So it was very huge, but it was a lot of challenge, and I like it. And from this project, we in Canada, we win 5 prize, the Octas prize. It's a prize that give for the something very innovation technology. It's a long and short story. Then I stayed 12 years in Canada, and then I decide to move to US to discover.
Tell me more about this part, because I think that's where things happen. Why did you come to this, and did you come to this gradually or suddenly moving to the US?
No, in fact, before to move to Canada, I decided to move to the US, but it was very difficult, and I already checked the criteria before, and I was not ready to apply for the EB2 visa, whatever it is, EB2 with NIW or no NIW. I was not ready, so I decided to move to the Canada, to be close to the US and close also to the culture, because we are close to the culture, to the language, etc., etc. And after, once I get more experience and more criteria, then I will apply for the EB2.
That moment came when you're like, okay, I think I'm ready. How did you start looking for attorneys or people who's going to help you? And how did you find us? And why did you decide to entrust your life to us, basically?
Okay, it was when I went to Miami for the holidays, and the declic, the things was at this time. Okay, so now I'm ready, and I like the US and I like Miami, etc. Now I will look for an attorney, and I check on the different channel, YouTube, Instagram, and I check, and I just follow in your YouTube channel, then I say, okay, this guy is very good because he did a great work about the marketing and he knows what he says. I will reach him and I will see if we can go forward with Stanislav Business Law. So then I get an evaluation with you, and it was very since this beginning the up like the up become and yeah, and you told me, okay, I am ready to apply for the EB2 NIW.
Remind me, what was the time frame when what time frame we're talking about when you came to Miami, when you started looking for the attorney? It was like 2023, right? The beginning of 2023.
Exactly, one
Something
year
around
ago.
there. Something around that time. Okay, so now let's talk about the main thing in your case, because everybody wants to know, like, okay, Reza, come on, let's speak about the project. What was that project? Because everybody wants to know. Tell us about your endeavor. How did you come up with this endeavor, and what was the difference between your train of thoughts in the beginning of the case and how we actually ended up? So tell us a little bit more about this.
So my and other project, it's a AI powered virtual coach. Explain to you a lot. Um,
So it's in other words, it's a AI platform which could be a coach as well related to mental health, right?
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Okay, so tell us more about it.
Yeah, so this is it's a platform that people can connect and via different medium. Like usually, it's better to use the mobile, the cellular, because we have a lot of captor inside. You know, captor, it's a camera,
Mm-hmm.
uh, etc., etc.
Microphone, yes.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
we need to collect all this information. I will explain to you why we need to collect this information, especially the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And from this, the AI, Sina, in fact, because Avicenna is the company and Avicenna has the product Sina. Sina is the name of the chatbot.
Mm-hmm.
Sina can check everything about your mental health and your physical, and they can give you some recommendation about how to have a better life, okay, and how to um, uh, have a positive
Attitude.
life. Yes, and for this it's the intersection between AI, ML, and the psychology
Mm-hmm.
called way.
Mm-hmm.
So for this project, it's very complicated because we have a lot of elements to take care, such as, for example, the ethic, AI ethic, such as the data governance, AI governance, etc. So it's not a small project that we can do like this, like the startup do. So we have to take care about especially the ethics and the governance, because
Mm-hmm.
maybe in the future it could be the medical data information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
and
also
confidential also, confidential
confidential
information.
information. Yes, exactly. So we have to align with the law and regulation for each. First, we start with the US, of course, and after it, we don't know. Maybe the SINA project will expand in the world. So for each country, we have to take care about this one. This is why Avicenna for the AI for the SINA project has also will have also Department of Regulation and Law. And for this, of course, we need to have all the fields, all the competence, all the skills about data, because you know the AI, we need the data to run the AI. So this is what I am, data architect, and also everything about the AI, and this is what I am. But I'm not a psychologist, so this is why I have a partner with me for this project.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
doctor of, it's my doctor of psychology, and they give me all the business information, the business rules, all the things that I don't know about the AI. And once I get this information, once I understand this information, I can script or develop the project SINA.
Yeah, I think and it's a very important point, right? Because I would imagine people who or at least watch my YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram, they know like, okay, there must be an endeavor, a project that's related to our past experiences, right? So, and you've been talking about this platform, AI and data architecture and everything, but there is a second component to this, is the content that's should come from some medical specialist, which you are not, right? We never claimed you're a psychologist or any doctor. So that's why we had to have someone in this endeavor who would be taking care of this part, the medical part. So basically, you, the one who's responsible for the AI, the IT and software development scripts and all things like that, so the platform actually works. And the doctor is the one who's responsible for the content and the solutions to the problems people have and things like that. And also, you guys had to have some kind of the capitalization of this project, right? So tell us more, how did you go about this?
So the project works like this. We have the SINA project, and we can connect for the free connect, and we have some recommendation from the SINA, and they can start to understand you better via some capture, via some chats, via some discussion capped, and they check your face, and they know maybe your face, you are tired, maybe you are in the bad mood, on the well mood, and etc. etc. And we discuss with the SINA apps, and just to, because like this, SINA will better and give you a lot of recommendation. So this is a freemium subscription, and we have the premium subscription. It's we have different AI, in fact, different theme. For example, we have the theme of how to manage the mood, how AI SINA can help us to manage the mood, the energy, and the time, and also the self-esteem, the self-awareness. I think we have about nine built-in, we call this one built-in AI theme. We have another option. It's for this SINA, we can buy some package. For example, if I want to know how to quit smoking, because SINA can help you to leave or smoking. So we have to buy this package, and this package, it's every month we pay for this package. Or maybe if we want to know how to apply the psychology of seduction, if, for example, we want to be more attractive for someone or for a job or for whatever it is. So we have this package, the psychology of seduction, and everything. It's based on the book and the research that we do with Dr. Afaf. We do some research, and we apply these techniques of for example, it could be how to influence people. It's another package that we buy for extra.
So you divided it in 9 themes, which also could be used separately from the main product.
Yeah. So we have, in fact, for the premium, we have 9 themes, okay, by default. And if we want to add another theme, we have to pay for this other theme. And you can choose based on the panel. You can choose, okay, I would like to quit the drugs, to quit the smoking, to have a better etc., etc.
Lifestyle, just yeah, whatever has to do with the bad habits or good habits. So your platforms actually can help with developing those things. So now that was the idea, that was the project, and of course for the purpose of EB2 NIW we need to analyze it from two perspectives: the substantial merit, so what problem do we resolve, and the national importance. Does the resolution of this problem is in the national importance of the US government? And absolutely, I mean, you don't have to go anywhere to say, yeah, there's a huge problem with gambling, with drugs, with depression, anxiety, with problem in the relationship. So that's all over the place. As a matter of fact, there's like statistics, and there was in your case, how many people are taking the drugs to fight the depression, right? So we have two issues here: the drugs, because you get used to them, and the underlying depression. So definitely there's a huge problem. There's no questions asked. Is the solution to those problems, is it important to the US government? Absolutely. Every government wants the people, the citizens, be healthy, be productive, be a part of the society. So that the two factors that we resolve, that we help the US government to bring that national interest around. So, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now, Reza, let's go to a little bit to the next topic of our conversation: your work on the case and your work with the team. Tell us a little bit, how did the work go on your case? How did team help you with the case? And what was the hardest thing for you to do in the case?
It was a well-organized structure. So we have a team, and once you sign the contract, everything comes very at a great pace and fasting. And we have a team, and in the team we have someone who is very important, and it's the first contact with you. It's the paralegal person. It's intermediate between you and all the team behind, your team behind, because we cannot speak with, for example, the strategic department, and you cannot speak with etc., etc. So we have to centralize all the information with one person, the paralegal, and we speak with the paralegal every week, or we have a meeting, 1 hour meeting, or every 2 weeks. He managed the pace of your case based on if we are late or not. And also we have Google Drive, and everything that you have, it's on Google Drive, and you have the statute files. You can check the statute files, and we can check if there is something that we have to do, etc., etc. But everything that when you post something in the Google Drive, the paralegal first check if everything is correct, and if it's correct, we go to another step for another validation. And I think there is a third, I don't know, but I think there is a third validation from maybe you.
The second one from this, it used to be supervisor, now it's an expert. Then the third one is from the strategy department, and the fourth one is me finalizing, saying, okay, this is the green light for the document. What was the hardest thing, Reza, in this process? What was the most difficult for you to deal with?
Yeah, for me, the most difficult, and it's the recommendation letter. So because it's not based on me and you, because me and you, we are on the track every time. But the recommendation letter is based on people, and sometimes, people is their own life and their own occupation, and it's difficult, and you don't want to be rude or to with them, and sometimes they say, okay, no problem, yes, I'm going to do the letter recommendation, but they don't know about this letter recommendation. It's not a letter that you do for a recommendation for a job or for a school. It's not one page and I recommend Reza for this qualification and it's good. No, it's not like this. So I have to explain to them how to write the recommendation and I have to follow with them. And sometimes I say, no, it's not like this. And they are frustrated about this one. And yeah, and sometimes also one of my case, it's they refuse to sign the recommendation letter. So we work, you work, your team work, and I work on this recommendation. And at the end, everything was done, just sign. And they say, no, the guy told me, no, I'm not comfortable to sign this recommendation letter.
That's another way to sort out your friends and people that you thought were your friends.
Exactly. It's a good way also to do the filter about your...
filter everybody out.
Yeah, the recommendation, it is the tough part, the most important, one of the most important.
Yeah, definitely, the first one to say that absolutely the recommendation letters is something that takes a lot of time to do and a lot of effort and working with other people who you don't control, then you don't want to sign, and then you have to. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. But as my practice shows and as your case shows, it's possible to get it done. You have to put a lot of effort and motivation and energy and be consistent, and definitely you can reach those 15 letters, and everybody's going to be happy. All right. Anything else you can add, Reza, about working with the team? Maybe some constructive criticism. Maybe you have something. Maybe you guys can do this better, because we're open to always be better. So maybe something you can recommend or talk about.
It's a very hard work, and sometimes, to be honest with you, I was demotivated, and your team, when I was demotivated, your team come to me and just give me motivation.
Shake it.
Okay, meeting next Wednesday. Okay, and sometimes I canceled the meeting because I was not ready, but they didn't give up the paralegal. Just okay, not today, but tomorrow and after tomorrow. So it's kind of motivation, and to give a good track, and not a good track, a good pace of your case. So it's like for 1 year, it's your family.
That's it. Yeah, it's like your
family.
Like in Japan, you can rent a family. You come to the company and you say, I need like whatever family that is, and you can even give them the description, like how they should behave, and so it's a kind of you hire the family for like 6 months, 1 year, depending on the case. Okay, so let's take a look. We have a couple of questions. Was it hard to apply and get the NIW for European citizen? Let me answer this question, Reza, because I guess it's more like a legal question, because you know your case, but you don't know the cases of other people. It really doesn't matter where you're from. And of course, sometimes I say even in my streams that if you're from Western country, it's maybe some loyalty, and yes, it's true. But actually, what really matters is the fact that we have the criteria, right? And we talked about your education, Reza, that's the prerequisite. We talked about your all experiences that you've done in the past, and that was in your well-positioned criterion. And we also spoke about the endeavor itself, about substantial merit and the national importance. So those things are important rather than the citizenship of a person. The only time when the citizenship of the person is really important if you were born in India, just because there is a huge line to get a green card for EB2 NIW. For European countries, it's not like that. The second question, did Stanislav help you to create a project or all by yourself? This is also a good question. So Reza, tell us, was any participation of myself and the team in improving the project, or everything was coming straight from you?
It's a very great question because during the process, we write a lot of documents and we check the business plan that we do with another company that you reference to us. And we do the project later to explain to the officer of US CIS, etc. So it's kind of you think about your project, and every week, as I told you, we have a meeting with Stanislav team, and they want to understand. They are very curious, and they to help us, they need to understand. And when they want to understand, they ask me some question, and sometimes it's a they help me indirectly, not directly, and sometimes they give me some reflection about something that I didn't think about. So just this is a kind of help about my project.
It's kind of like a brainstorm moment when there is a basis, and of course the original project is coming from you, but we can always ask the questions about different moving parts in this project and how we're going to do this, and that's what make you think about those things which you didn't think about in the beginning, but then you do, and that adds up to the project. So it's like it's building blocks one on another, which is developing as the case progresses. So in other words, this is a teamwork with the foundation that comes from the class. Another one, how did you come up with the idea of the project? I think we kind of touched on this, Reza, right? We kind of touched on this, but maybe if you have to add something to this, why did you decide to go the mental wellness of people? Did you have maybe a friend who went crazy about his work and just maybe a relative? How did you come up with this?
Yeah. So the idea come from during the COVID period. So right after when the epidemic came, after 1 year, 2 years after, I saw a lot of people in the depression, anxiety mode. So, and I say, how? And even for me, because everything changed, your life changed, the way that you work changed. You are online, and you are not on site, and the social relationship, it changed. Everything changed. So I discovered something that I didn't know before. It's the depression, anxiety. So I say, okay, myself, and I saw around me, what is it, this emotion? Because we have 5 emotion in us, 5 main emotion, and this emotion I didn't know before, because I am something very how to say dynamic, and we can do it, and motivate, etc.
Optimistic.
Optimistic. Yeah, optimistic. So I feel this emotion. It's something very strange. It's the first time of my life. And I say, okay, it's not good. And I saw a lot of people with the anxiety and depression and stress mood. So I say, how can I help these people with my knowledge? And I saw AI in healthcare. And after that I say, okay, AF in healthcare, etc., etc. I spoke, I check, I read some book about emotional intelligence from Daniel Goleman, and they helped me a lot to understand the different kind of emotional, the difference between quotient emotional and emotional the intellectual quotient and the emotional quotient. What is the difference between them, etc., etc. And after I say, okay, I can use the AI. I can combine the AI and the healthcare in the psychology, but I need someone in the psychology. And this is it's like this. The idea came from me.
How did you find that doctor who is a part of the endeavor? Did you know him from before, or you were actively looking for someone to do this?
At the beginning, I was in contact with another person, but the things didn't go with this person. So after I tried to check on internet, etc., and one of my friends told me, "Oh, I know a doctor in psychology. It's my psychology. Okay, can you speak about my project?" And he introduced me Dr. Afaf, and then I spoke with them and I do some communication, etc. And everything was great, and we work with a good synergy, her and me, and yes, it's like this.
Okay, so basically, like you actively were looking for an expert and specialist, and you were able to find, right? And I think it's a very important point, because a lot of times when I see the potential clients and even the existing clients who need to go and get something from someone else, it's a problem. Like, and I attribute it more to the communication skills, which I think you have very profound communication skills, especially for IT person. Usually it was introverts and like to sit in the corner and type and whatever. But yeah, I think your example is a study case for anybody who needs to get something from another person, organization, federation, association, whatever that is, and you have to be proactive. You have to go, you have to talk to people, you have to ask, you have to follow up, you have to be ready to be rejected. I mean, that's a part of the process. So you have to have that strong mind and that will and motivation, which again is a part of also of your project. I would be surprised if you're, the person who created this project did not have the skills and the qualities that are a part of the project, right? To be healthy mentally, physically, and everything else that comes with it. Let's finish up, Reza. So the last part is going to be your recommendation or advice for the future generations. But before you start on this, guys, Reza and everybody else who got approval with my company, everyone started with the same step. That's the free evaluation. That's what Reza was talking about in the beginning. There is a link below this video to EB2 NIW, to EB1A, the talent visas. You can press on that, fill out the form, and within 2 days, I will get back to you with the initial analysis, just the same way I did for Reza, and tell you if you have the potential in the case, which visa is good for you, which criteria are good, which are not. So then we could go to the second part, to the complex immigration planning, where I will draft and build a strategy for your case. So do the free evaluation. It takes a little bit of your time, but you will know if you have the case. So now, Reza, tell us what's your best recommendation for everyone who starts the process like you did before.
So the thing is, if you want, for everything, if you want to start a new things in your life, you have to work on this. It's not, it could be easy, but the majority of the time it's not easy. You have to work and you have to do it. And I know it's difficult, but you can do it. If I did it, you can do it, and everyone can do it if if you have the motivation. And for that, hopefully, we have the professional who can help you and guide you and lead you, like the Shamayev Business Law. So take advantage of this one and call him, and he will help you to give the good orientation of how to do it. But it will be hard also, but in the good track. You will
Absolutely.
be
With good guidance, assistant, and people who are always there to help. And if you guys lose motivation throughout your case, please get to Reza, to his product, which you see on the screen, and try it. Maybe it's going to be fully operational at the time, and Lord knows, maybe that's going to be something that will help you to go through the hard times of working on a case, on top of the motivation coming from the team. Reza, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the trust in my company, in my competence, in my team, and thank you for taking your time to genuinely talk about your case, about your life, about all the difficulties that happen throughout the process. And I do appreciate you and your project. I think one thing for sure, I don't know the future, but I know for sure that the good luck, the luck is waiting for you here in the US with your approach, with your character, with your motivation, with your communication skills and professional skills. So I wish you all the best, and we'll definitely be in touch. And good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye, Reza.
Bye.